Hey, my name's Will, and I'm a platform architect here at Humanitec. And today I want to show you how ephemeral environments can be made using Humanitec as part of the internal developer platform. So ephemeral environments, sometimes called PR environments or pull request environments or test environments, are basically temporary environments that are created as part of the software development lifecycle. So it's a developer has a change they want to test, well, they can just quickly start a new environment, make some changes, collaborate with other developers, have people review it, have people test it. And then when they're done, they can destroy the environment, blow it up, and not keep paying for it. So in order to show this, I have this example repository that we'll share a link with as well. And it's made up of kind of two core parts. So the first part is a score file. So a score file is the simplest way that a developer can define their application. And it's basically a single YAML file that says, here's my app, here's the service, here's the ports, here's the containers, and importantly, here's the resources it needs. So here I have a service called Hello World. I have the ports that I want to use. So I want to expose on port 80, my container's on port 3000. I have the container section where I define my container. And then I also have resources. So my app needs DNS and it needs Postgres. And this is really crucial because this is exactly what I need to know when I want to create this, temporary ephemeral environment for testing. I need to create that new environment. It's going to need DNS, it's going to need Postgres, and it's going to need this image. So what I'm going to do now is kind of transition and think about this, how the developer is working. And the developer isn't necessarily a platform engineer. They're not necessarily an infrastructure expert. They just have code there that they want to deploy. So let's go through that flow. I have my code open here in an IDE, and I'm going to simply make a change. So my basic change might be changing the message from hello team to hello world with a little exclamation mark. And now I have a change. And in order to deploy this, I'm going to go through, the standard Git flow of, I have a change. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to create a new branch. So I'm going to create a branch. I'm going to call this the Will's Demo Test Branch. And then now that I have a new branch, I can commit my changes and create a pull request. So I'm going to do that now. Change the message, commit and push. And then I want to create a pull request. So I'm going to merge into main, got my branch, and I can't wait to test this change. So that's going to create me a pull request. And this is going to trigger a underlying change, so an underlying pipeline. So if I move over to Git here, I can see that I have a pull request, and also creating a pull request has started my pipelines. So in order to have this ephemeral environment, this pipeline is going to run, and it's going to create a new deployment in Humanitec on a new environment, and create a link and the DNS and the databases and everything I need for this to work. So if I go into my pull request, now that my pipeline's finished, you'll see I have a message that the deployment is complete for pull request number 23. So I can either open this in Humanitec, or I can click this link here, this automatically generated link for pull request 23, open this in a new tab. There we go. And test this out. I had to quickly do my own SSL check there because I was too quick for Let's Encrypt. So I have this new environment, and now as a developer, I can test this out, right? There's no more pushing broken code to dev and breaking the shared environment for everyone. And yeah, that can save an absolute huge amount of time. And another really valuable thing is, as part of this, is in my pull request here, where I'm going to be having developers review my code make comments, test things out, they can now not just read the code and make sure it looks right, but they can also browse to it, click around, test it, and make sure it actually does what people think it does. So this can also lead to much quicker development life cycles because people aren't getting stuck going back and forth on changes. So now that I've tested this out, my team have tested this, we're all happy with it, I can go ahead and merge this pull request. And I'm going to confirm that merge. And in Humanitec, you'll see that we had this extra environment that started up, this PR23 environment. Well, now that I've merged this pull request, what's going to happen is a second pipeline is going to run that is going to delete this temporary environment that's been created for me. So if I go back into here, I can look at the GitHub Actions, and I can see that I've merged this pull request, and that would have deleted the environment for me. And imagine if I go into Humanitec, give this a refresh. Yeah, I can see that PR environment is gone now. And this is really valuable because being able to create environments and delete them like this means that I no longer get stuck in the traditional way of thinking where environments take a week to make and they're really expensive. What I can do is create a new environment when I need it, and when I'm no longer using it, just delete it so I don't end up paying for it, right? And I can just make sure things are cleaned up automatically, which is crucial as well. And under the hood, Humanitec is going to have cleaned up all the underlying infrastructure as well, no matter where that's deployed. In this case, my application here is using GCP. So here I created a Kubernetes deployment, I created a database and a few other things. When I deleted my PR environment, that's going to have been deleted as well and cleaned up. So with that, I think we've seen the full development flow, right? We started off with a change, we implemented it, we made a pull request, we got a new environment, we tested the code in that new environment. And then once we were done, we merged our pull request, that environment was torn down, cleaned up, and back able to keep working. So with all that, I hope that was really useful. Thank you very much.